Whenever it comes to signs, I feel that it is a specific thing to you personally. There are things that are going to make sense to you, but maybe not necessarily to someone else. Say if someone else is also experiencing, different things within their journey, and they're seeking to receive certain type of signs, their signs aren't going to be the same as your signs. I'm not sure if that's something that was like already obvious or not, but I just wanted to make this video just in case, because one person could be talking about different things that they experience where they're noticing certain type of patterns. Regardless, I know that these is all like patterns or like pieces to puzzles, and it's something that will make sense to you though. Like someone else can see all these pieces but not be able to put them together to figure out what the overall puzzle is. But it's like it will be something that you'd be able to do that to, because it makes sense for you, and it's something that makes sense to you, and it will resonate with you. I can give one example of something I've personally experienced. There was a point in my life where I was dealing with individuals from the past, and not necessarily physically, but it's like there was certain emotions that I was still dealing with, whether that was certain negative thoughts or certain just negative situation overall, whatever, and I started to move past all of that, and I healed from all of that. And something that ended up happening, I had the question, like wondering, okay, am I fully healed? Like, did I do everything I needed to do for this specific situation? Like, what more is needed in order for me to continue to like elevate in life past this point? And something that happened was I ended up seeing all three different signs, like literally simultaneously. And the sign could have been like, okay, maybe a specific song that I heard or something, or maybe I saw a specific person, or maybe there was like a phrase that somebody said. It's different things. Like, again, one person's sign might not make sense to another person, but it's just things like where you'll see it happen consecutively, and you're just looking like, okay, well, I just asked this question like a couple days ago, and then now I'm starting to see this, and this is kind of like random, but at the same time, it's actually not random. At the same time, it's really not a coincidence at all, and you should definitely pay attention to it. Another important thing to note is whenever it comes to being receptive to signs, you need to make sure that you are capable of actually receiving them, because you could be receiving signs to answer the questions that you have, that you're trying to ask like any and everyone else, and you might not even need to ask these other people or ask anyone outside of yourself. You just need to say it out loud to yourself, or ask yourself within your mind, and there will be things that will show up. But if you're not if you've just been feeling like you've been asking repeatedly, like, okay, am I on the right path? Is this the journey I'm supposed to be on? Have I been making the right decisions? Have I healed enough from this situation? Am I doing it the right way? Am I being guided in the right direction? Like, is this where I'm supposed to be? Again, there is certain types of signs that will show up, but sometimes, if you are still having doubt, and you're still trying to chalk everything up as a coincidence, you're gonna miss those signs, and it will seem like your answers are not being answered, and that could lead you to go and ask some people, or going, outside of yourself to seek some answers, and a lot of times it's not even what you need to do. You could really answer your own questions. That's really what you're doing. It's like, it sounds weird to say that. Really what happens is like, once you reach a certain point, they just come to your mind. You'll see something. They'll either come to your mind, or you'll see something, and will literally give you the answer. Or you might have an experience with a random person where they might say something that just did not make sense at all, but it resonated with you because it had something to do with something that you asked. It's really weird in some sense, especially like the more that you go deeper within your journey. But just make sure that you are receptive to receiving these signs if you feel like you've been asking questions and haven't been receiving them, because you probably have been. And I'm speaking on this to let you know, because I know exactly how that can feel. Like, as a person, even though I've been on this journey for as long as I've been on it, I remember when I've experienced that same exact thing, where I was literally thinking to myself, like, okay, is this real? I was the type of person that had to have something be shown to me more than once in order for me to actually believe it. You know, I'm not like that anymore. I feel like because of how long it's been, I've gotten like really used to it, to where it's like kind of natural, to where I'm not really so surprised at it. It's kind of like, yeah, that makes sense, you know, versus it being like how it used to be, like, whoa, like, that's so crazy. Is this really this, or am I just overthinking? You know what I mean? It's more so just a very confident belief in what I'm seeing or what I'm being told, you know? And so I'm just saying this like to validate that makes sense, like to wonder about if this is real or not, especially when you start having it happen more consistently. And yeah, regardless, you will definitely reach the point where you no longer have to question anything. It's something that you just trust. It's something that you just allow, and it's something that you will just have an understanding about. And that is a very comforting feeling, to reach a place where you don't have to be in a constant state of wondering or like questioning to, you know if this is something that you can trust, or if it's just your overthinking thoughts or something like that, you know. And you definitely will reach that. It's just the more that you just trust and allow, and the more that you trust yourself, that's really what it is. Like allowing yourself to trust yourself, trust your judgment, trust your ability to make decisions for yourself, trust yourself overall. Trust what you're seeing, you know what I mean? Like trust your gut instincts. Use discernment, but it's like your body is literally equipped to let you know certain things. It's just a matter if you're at a place where you're going to be able to hear it or not. But if you resonated with anything I spoke about, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing so that this video reaches someone who may also need to hear this message. Thank you and bye.